Excuse me.
Yes.
All right. State the pledge. Okay. All right. Go ahead and call this meeting in order. First item is roll call.
Alderman Knox.
Here.
Alderman Myers.
Here.
Alderman Sol. Alderman Lindbergh Gardner.
Here.
Alderman Skinner.
Here.
Alderman Bright.
Here.
There is a quorum.
All right. Next item will be the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Alderman Bright.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next item is the approval of the agenda.
No changes, Mayor.
All right, next up, there'd be a police officer oath of office for Cassidy McIntosh.
That I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States and the state of Missouri. That I will observe the provisions.
Say that again.
I will observe the provisions
I will observe the provisions
and the ordinances of the city of Green Valley.
of the city of Green Valley,
And that I will faithfully discharge all of my duties
and that I will faithfully discharge all of my duties
as a member of the Green Valley, Missouri Police Department.
as a member of the Green Valley Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God. Congratulations.
Yeah, let's do some beauty family and then we'll do the.
Okay, come here.
You're right back.
Oh, the chair's going down. Oh, yeah, always run the chance.
All right, next item would be public comment. We ask that anyone who wishes to address the board come forward to the podium and microphone. Please make sure you've signed in for your name and address for the record. Do I have anyone who wishes to address the board this evening?
Janbro 1035, Ephraim. You all know why I'm here. I'm hoping that we will have an ordinance on the books at least by the next election campaign in April, or before April. I've been here, I came to the meeting after the election in April. So I've been coming anytime I'm here. I've been asking about this ordinance, and I hope that there's been some progress and that we'll have something in place before it becomes an issue again at the next election. Thank you.
It's my understanding it should be going to planning and zoning within the next month or two? Okay. Yeah, because it's just not a political sign ordinance, it's like we said, all signs, so it has to go to planning and zoning first, because it involves real estate signs and everything.
Well, I thank you very much. And it may seem like a little thing, but it's not a little thing, this issue. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else wish to address the board? Next would be consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Alderman Skinner to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Seeing no previous business, new business presentations, or public hearings, we'll move on to resolutions. First resolution is R 26-01. It's a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to execute a contract with Inco USA LLC for the construction of the South Buckner Targeting Trail Extension.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution R 26-01.
I have a motion from Alderman Bray to approve resolution R 26-01. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this is hopefully one of the last steps here for this trail project that we were actually awarded funds for back in 2021. But since it is a grant program, those funds are budgeted out for later years. And then we do have to follow all of the federal guidelines for that. So the project was put out for bid, and this contractor has been approved by MoDOT to do the work. So we were wanting to move forward with this contract to get that project moving forward.
Any discussions or questions?
This is running in front of the library.
Yeah, this is the Buckner Tarsney one.
Is
Yep.
it going all the way to Ryan Road or
Nelson, right? Nelson.
Dawson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any additional questions or discussion?
Only to say that I'm very excited about this as a bike rider, and the connectivity it'll give that part of town is great.
Okay, seeing none, then, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Okay. Next up is resolution R 26-02. A resolution authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with the Mid-America Regional Council Solid Waste Management District as related to Grand Valley's participation in the 2026 Regional Household Hazardous Waste Collection Program.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution R 26-02.
There you go. Motion from Alderman Knox to approve resolution R 26-02. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this is a program that the city has been a part of for a number of years now, but essentially it gives any Green Valley resident the opportunity to get rid of household hazardous waste items, not only year-round at the permanent site in Kansas City, and then you can also make appointments at one in Lee Summit, but also the mobile events. We house one here where it's a partnership of us, Jackson County, and Oak Grove. I believe they were in it again this year. They were last year. So you can go to that free of charge, and then any of the other mobile events as well throughout the year. So just giving our residents an avenue to get rid of those waste items.
Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up then is resolution R 26-03. A resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to expend funds to purchase computer equipment.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the resolution R 2603.
I have a motion by Alderman Gardner to approve resolution R 26-03. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, similar to the VERP, which is the Vehicle Equipment Replacement Program, we have a CERP, which is Computer Equipment Replacement Program. So essentially every piece of computer equipment that we have that in a database and has basically it runs its a lifespan. So depending on what the equipment is, it lasts for or we have it in there for a certain number of years. So this would just be our yearly allocation to purchase the equipment that's due in 2026.
Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up is resolution R 26-04, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to spend funds for an agreement for software maintenance and support with OpenGov.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution R 26-04.
Okay, I have a motion by Alderman Myers to approve resolution R 26-04. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, if you remember back when we had our budget workshop, one of the items that we had on there was switching to a new asset management software company. The one that we previously had just was not very user-friendly, not very easy to actually go in and be able to track infrastructure. And the other side of it is this will allow us to also have a module for fleet. So as our equipment is increasing, or the fleet is increasing, this will give us an easier avenue to go and also track that. Obviously, that's a very big chunk of dollars every year we have in fleet. So this would combine both of those into one platform and hopefully be a lot easier to use. It's something that staff tested multiple platforms on and felt like this was the best option from a price and usability standpoint.
Any questions or discussion?
Was this what we discussed that had the capability to track like maintenance events that were needed? Or was that something else? We'd had a quick discussion about it at one point.
Well, there was,
Flag something at maintenance to say, hey, this truck needs an oil change, or
yeah, Patrick.
So that's actually gonna be on the next, BOA agenda, hopefully.
Okay.
But what that will do is that will integrate into
Into
this
this.
platform, so this will be more for the, history and what's going on during the life cycle of the vehicle, but the tracking side of it and the diagnostics will be another resolution on the next agenda, so.
Do we have anything additional? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right, next up is resolution R 26-05. Resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to purchase a 2027 Freightliner 108 SD dump truck for Public Works Division.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number R 26-05.
I have a motion by Alderman Skinner to approve resolution R 26-05. Do I have a second?
second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, I had mentioned the VERP earlier. This piece of equipment was shown on the VERP as needing replacement. And as you know, we have 3 large dump trucks. Over the last couple of years, we replaced the first 2, and this will be the 3rd one that does get replaced.
What's our rotation cycle? I don't remember.
When was it, 10 on those? I think it was 10 years, yeah.
10 years.
Still questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Next up is resolution R 26-06, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to purchase 2 police-rated Ford Explorers from Shawnee Mission Ford.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number R 26-06.
I have a motion by Alderman Skinner to approve resolution R 26-06. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, similarly to the dump truck, these vehicles were also included in the 2026 budget, but it would just be 2, basically the police Explorers, the cruisers that are out there. We are going back with Ford on this purchase. They are more readily available now. Ford has kind of stepped that up and made the decision to go back this way. If you remember, I think it was last year or the year before, just kind of in a pinch, we had to purchase a couple of Dodge police vehicles, but Chief and his team have gone through and feel comfortable and working with Matt, our fleet technician, going back with the Ford vehicles.
Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Next up then, resolution R 26-07, Resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to purchase 2 sets of equipment and upfitting costs for 2 new police Ford Explorers from Microman Industries LLC.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm over here reading it word for word. Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept resolution R 26-07.
I have motion by Alderman Gray to approve resolution R 26-07. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this is just the upfitting for those 2 vehicles that you just approved.
Any questions or discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right, next up is resolution R 26-08. A resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley authorizing the city administrator to purchase 1 Ford F-150 pickup truck from Shawnee Mission Ford.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution R 26-8.
I have a motion by Alderman Knox to approve resolution R 26-08. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this one's pretty self-explanatory. This is just the replacement vehicle for our animal control. I did want to say the reason that we have all these on here at the start of the year, obviously they were approved with the budget, but we try to get those orders in as soon as we can because the way it is getting vehicles these days, sometimes if you don't get in at the front of the line, you might not even get it in that calendar year. And the dump truck, for instance, I think we're hoping for October with that one, even getting it in right now. So that is the reason why you see so many of these at the beginning of the year.
Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right. That's it for resolutions. Up next will be ordinances.
This is the first reading of Bill Number B26-01. This is an ordinance changing the zoning on approximately 2.5 acres from District C1 Central Business District to District R1P Single Family Residential District and M1P Light Industrial District.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept the first reading of Bill Number B26-01 and bring it back for a second reading by title only at our next regular business.
I got a motion from Alderman Lindbergh Gardner to approve Bill B26-01 for its first reading, bring it back by title only for its second reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
Skinner, any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, I know it's been a little while, but at our last meeting, we held the public hearing for this. But essentially, it's that area just north of I-70, kind of around the Creekside Village development there, where there had been a pond. But the applicant was able to acquire additional land a little bit to the west, contiguous to the original land that was rezoned in like 2022. So they were wanting to basically make that development a little bigger. But I know it had been a little while since we did the public hearing, so I just wanted to remind you of that.
Hey Ken, did this come before us a few years ago?
Yeah, and so that was in 22.
Yeah.
And it was like just the pond area, basically. It just kind of, from the where Creekside Village was, it basically just went straight north, those same boundaries. That same group, but acquired additional land just to the west of that. It doesn't go all the way to McQuarrie, but just over a little bit there. So there's some additional single-family lots that are in there, and it's kind of it's being set up a little bit differently, but basically just expanding what was approved before.
Is it going to kind of look like those existing houses that are there?
Yeah, and we'll say the applicant is here as well, but.
The developer. Yes, essentially, it's gonna be close to what's there, smaller shotgun style vertical, entry-level homes is what our goal is for. So,
Are they going to have the alleys?
no, just get away from the alleys.
Ken, what about the FEMA floodplain? I know we've dealt with that with other businesses and stuff like that. How is that being resolved?
Yeah, so I mean, there is some a little bit to the north, and I think they are going to go through the process of, I don't know if that's a map amendment or just a certificate. Yeah. So, it's a letter of map amendment through FEMA there. A lot of it is not actually what you would think of is not not in floodplain. Like I explained last time, where the pond was, that wasn't actually really detention for that area. It was just they needed fill when they built the movie theater. So a deal was made with the old property owner and those developers to take the fill, which in turn made the pond. And now they've come in and want to develop back over that. So the pond will go away.
Okay.
Do you have any more questions or discussion?
How many units do you think will be going in there?
66.
66.
Yep.
Will these be owned by like a property management company, or will they be
Well,
for
at
sale?
the current moment, they're gonna be for sale. Yep. We have some people involved that are interested in builders to sell them.
Okay.
That's the current route.
Can I know, I don't know where it stands today, but, obviously there's two competing, you have zoning requirements here, right? We have industrial and then we have single family, and I know that I have something before the city for buffer areas and stuff like that. Is that considered at all in this?
Yeah, and on this one, we don't have any of the actual site plans or anything for the development at this point. It's kind of just been platted out essentially, and so we're just in the zoning
Because
phase.
it'll
But
still be it'll be a planned unit on the
Yeah.
residential side too.
Yeah,
so we'll
and
have to
so-
put something there.
and I should have mentioned that with the P designation, so essentially it's planned, so those things it's not just the base code. For instance, like the single family homes, that's not the normal required width for those. So there are things in there, even in the old one, I believe along the very west side, yeah, like there was fencing that goes there and blocks those two off. But the buffer stuff you're talking about is something that'll definitely be looked at with this one.
Okay, thanks.
And are you saying these are planned to be owner occupied or these?
That's the goal. I mean, it's in the early stages at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you can sell it all, great.
What's a starting price on a house like this?
Well, it's gonna be in the 315 to 325.
Is it 1,600 square foot? Is that what they are?
That's, yeah, you could be just shy of that, like 1580 something, I believe.
Is this kind of like that neighborhood that's like Truman Road in Independence by the?
The Newtown Harmony
Is that
thing?
kind of-
I don't know if you could correlate it to that exactly, but I mean, more of it's what's there, just building close to what's there now, maybe an
Yeah.
updated version of it.
Sure. Okay.
And getting this ground lot will move the residential way, create a little more buffer as well. So that was kind of the goal behind it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, based on what Patrick showed us earlier, we had 4 house starts last year.
Yeah, it wasn't many.
Yeah. So this might help a little bit. So.
What would be the timetable?
Obviously get through the process here, and then we would like to be, putting things in the ground here in the summer. So, yeah.
Do we want to drill him anymore? I don't think he was expecting this.
No, you're fine. You're not bothering me. No. Lay it on me. It's good for me.
All right, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right, see none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Next is the first read of Bill number B26-02. This is an ordinance amending Title III Traffic Code section of the City of Green Valley Municipal Code.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept the first reading of Bill number B26-02 and bring it back for its second reading by title only at our next regular session.
I have a motion from Alderman Myers to approve Bill B26-02 for its first reading, bring it back by title only for its second reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, this area is basically, if you go Buckner, Tarsney to Greystone, where some of the newer fourplexes went in. Shale Court is one of those little cul-de-sacs that's in there. And actually it was a request of the property management company to look at restricting parking there by the stop sign. So basically what this would do would restrict parking 30 feet from the intersection, back from the intersection, just to make it safer for people to be able to get in and out of there.
Questions or discussion?
I'm assuming there's no special consideration parking there. Yeah, nothing like that.
Not in these cases, no, because it's just from a pure safety, yeah.
Just making sure.
Just out of curiosity, I mean, I'm kind of surprised we don't already have a city ordinance that says that. I mean, what would be maybe Chief, maybe you know off the top of your head, but do we know what the current ordinance would be
Yeah,
like
so there's
parking near an intersection?
so there's certain conditions in the code, and then this one basically goes and kind of lists out individual streets that meet that. But it's something we can go back and look and see if there's just more of an overarching code that we can put in there that just
Just
covers
one of
it
those
all.
things
Right.
that always
I always
pops
kind of
up.
thought
you
you
know?
couldn't park so close to the intersection anywhere.
There's some state law around it, but it reads kind of weird. Back when we went through this downtown, I looked into a bunch of that, so go ahead. You probably know more about it than I do.
No, yeah, there are standoffs required for choke points in the intersections, and yeah, and from my understanding, these are done individually. And I know it sounds like a blanket; it's harder to do. The blanket would be the intersection, but individual roads, if you change the permit, would be individually named by the street and distance and everything.
That's something we'll definitely look at and see if that. It seems a whole lot easier.
I mean, I would think you know, X number of feet back from any stop sign would just make sense.
You would think.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I
I thought you had something to add.
the lawyer's grabbing the mic, you know?
Yeah.
I just know I'm up next for this. Gotta be prepared.
All right, you have any other discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right, that's it for ordinances. Up next, he is awaiting it. He's excited. City Attorney
Right.
reports.
I don't have much to report. But I did submit a buffer zone ordinance draft to staff for their review. We're gonna have to look at putting that through planning and zoning before it gets to the board, but it's been submitted. We're gonna tinker with that a little bit and make sure that it's appropriate, and we should be able to get that to you at some point in time in Q1. I also have been asked by Mr. Davies to look into some changes to the city parks code with regard to updating the code, making sure that some of those provisions have not been changed since the early 90s, and we want to make sure that they're still in line.
And I have a question for you.
Yes.
And it came to mind when we were talking about the on the plan unit development on these single family homes.
Mhm.
I think we've talked about this before. As part of like the planned unit development, can you put a percentage of what can be rentals on a unit like that? 'Cause I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I was kind of getting the feeling that I know we've had other whole subdivisions in town built, and then the whole thing has become a rental.
So
And I think that was maybe some of the fear that,
I have a bunch of stuff written up that I'm gonna pass out to the board probably at the next meeting, where I've looked into this and for the city attorney to review.
but I was wondering
noticed-
if it's a planned unit, do we have more control over that?
I found that other cities in the area our size and larger have building code requirements that say certain percentages of a neighborhood has to remain owner occupied, that there's
would
ways
have
to
to-
do it.
I would have to look and make sure that that's the right course of action, but I'd be glad to look into that, get you something.
Yeah, I'm not sure on this actual park. It's basically just a zoning district. I don't know if that would be the avenue. Typically, I mean, when you have special conditions like that, it's more through like a development agreement
Right.
for a project, but it's not necessarily tied to the zoning itself. The purpose of like a planned unit is basically a developer comes in and there's some part that they can't meet. Like in this case, they're wanting, narrower lots. And it's like, well, okay, if you're doing that, then what? We want X, like we want something in return for that. So it's more of a zoning type thing. But you get into development agreements and that type of thing. I think that would just off the cuff, that would be where you'd have more leeway, I guess, or more.
Yeah, it depends on
room.
if there's a dedication or something like that in the development.
Isn't this wasn't this just in the news, like the federal government's looking at doing some sort of regulation on investor-owned properties?
The state is, there's some bills filed with the state too. That
Yeah.
but I don't know how that would, I mean, I don't know how that would.
I mean, I agree with Brian. We have two neighborhoods in the north that are primarily single family, but they're owned by property management companies,
The
which
property management companies keep changing on us too.
Yeah, and it, you know,
Yeah.
I've been very busy past few weeks.
There would definitely be some questions as to when putting some sort of regulation like that in would be appropriate, if you have to do it with the development agreement, because if you do it afterward, after the property is already zoned and platted and developed, whether or not that has some effect on the owner's property rights.
I just wanted to bring it up, so.
I was going to bring this up in my comments anyway, because one of my things that I was going to talk about. But to that point, some of what I've read has been tying this back to rental licensing, and we can control the licenses that we hand out, and by extension, we can control density, and we can create ordinances that guide us in that. Is kind of what I'm seeing.
I mean, there are ways to address that through a rental licensing. I will just note that they are a hot button issue in the law right now. And so making sure that any sort of proposition for the city with regard to rental inspections, rental licensing is going to be something we definitely want to take a close look at.
For city attorney's report, then we'll move on to city administrator and staff reports.
Mr. Craig.
Good evening. I just wanted to briefly update the board on a few issues. First, the sewer billing choice forms are being sent out to the customers this month, and it allows customers to select the winter average or the volume-based billing method, and that's where they typically choose between the average of December, January, and February, which is based on the historical low usage, and the volume is actually based on the actual water usage. Second, we have begun the annual audit process, which is very time consuming, and if you remember, that's typically presented in the summer. We do spend quite a bit of time with our auditors from Trout Beeman providing the necessary documentation, and we have begun that process. And finally, staff is in the process of issuing the 1099 forms and preparing the W-2s for staffs for the year-end payroll and reporting requirements. And that's all that happened from my report.
Ms. Logan.
The election filing closed at 5 o'clock on the 30th of December. We have Alderman Rick Knox is running again for Ward 2. Scotty McMasters is running for mayor. Bob Headley is running for mayor. Kyle Soul is running again for Ward 1. And Ryan Skinner for Ward 3. So all three aldermen are unopposed this year. That's it.
Okay. Just a couple things. We talked about when we went through budget cycle, kind of master planning what was going to happen up there at Dillingham and Duncan, the property that we bought. We put something out on Facebook, but if you see somebody out there, they're going in and clearing back some of the dead stuff and just the overgrowth that's there around the perimeter, so we can get a better idea of what's actually there for the future as we go further into the year and go through that planning process. And the other thing was just a reminder that next Monday, city offices are closed.
I had somebody reach out to me after, I guess, our Facebook post and clearing that out. Are we leaving the trees? Are the trees going there?
Yeah, so Shannon, do you want to?
So, staff has already gone through anywhere where you see trees or a tree line, we've marked the trees that we want to keep.
Okay.
Obviously, we want to keep as many trees as we possibly can. So really, this is just a clearing of the underbrush, the undergrowth under the tree canopy to see what space we have that's usable.
Mm-hmm.
But this gives us an opportunity now to seed it so that when the growing season comes here in a couple of months, we can actually get in there and mow it and maintain it.
But there's trees on the neighborhood side that we don't own, can't touch, right?
Well,
or do we own both sides?
It depends on where you're at. There is property on the north side of the creek, the Rosewood Hill Prairie Branch Elementary side that we do own.
Yeah.
But we're not touching anything through the stream bank or the streamway. I don't know that we could if we wanted to, but there is erosion through there. So as many trees as we can keep along that stream bank to hold it, we're going to do that. But there is no clearing that we're going to do on the north side of the creek or the Rosewood side.
So in summary, there will still be trees there.
Yeah, and there'll be
some trees will still be in existence.
Yeah, and there'll be trees on the south side of the creek as well too.
Okay.
This is really any tree that's of any size that we're taking down is a current dead tree.
Okay.
So we're talking about stuff that's about this big
And
around.
and I saw like the clearing. This was somebody that was just very concerned that they have, I guess,
Yeah.
a beautiful backyard and nice trees, and they were very concerned that we were chopping all the trees down.
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. Yeah, we're going to try to keep as many good trees as we can throughout there.
I
Yep.
will let them know that. Thank you.
That was it.
All right. Next up then, Alderman reports, comments. Alderman LeBeau Gardner,
At this time.
Alderman Bray.
I have a couple things tonight. I'm gonna add one. I'd like to make a motion that anytime I don't act in time, that Lisa is authorized to kick me in the shin.
I don't think I'd have a motion for that.
Beyond that, back to the rental issue that we were discussing earlier. I do have a bunch of stuff prepared that I'm gonna bring up and I'll distribute out. Some stuff I wanna talk about and give the city attorney, let him see if we can find a way through this. I spent a lot of time the past couple of weeks dealing with the rental properties up in Eagle Ridge, and it's been a mess up there. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get too far into the details on it. I really want to try to push for something where we can, I know we've discussed in the past, do the rental inspections, kind of try to get a handle on some of these out-of-town landlords that are absent and not responding to the tenants. It's been a real issue the past month. Beyond that, the other question that I got from a resident was around Blue Springs is trying to do something on the water treatment plant. Does that affect us? And if so, what is that effect?
Yeah, so on the plant there, it's a 51-49 percentage thing, and then Blue Springs operates it. So that is where all of our wastewater goes. At an upcoming board meeting here over the next probably month or so, we're actually going to have the engineers that worked on that process come here and present to you all. So essentially what came out, Blue Springs is going to have a ballot issue in April, and it'll be revenue bonds to do maintenance work and then a little bit of capacity work to the treatment plant.
So if they pass the bonds to make improvements, are we required to also pass bonds to match it, or we have no?
No, I mean
money in this?
we pay debt services as part of them operating the plant.
We already paid that, so.
Yeah.
But it could theoretically increase.
So time wise, actually, the way it works is the current project that was done in, oh gosh, what year was that? Quite a few years ago, anyway. That debt would be coming off before the next project would come about.
What we pay now, it gets paid off, so we just pay what we
So
pay
residents
now.
aren't gonna be looking at like an extra $100 a month or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any, but yeah, the one project is paid off, and then we're in the.
I just want to clarify that there were some questions around what the impact on
Should be a
the
wash, but.
Okay.
But yeah, they will be coming to present to the board just to go over that project.
Alderman Skinner.
Just a quick question for Patrick. I know you guys were doing a traffic study on Hedgewood. Any update on that?
Yes, it's still working through that process. All right, so still working through the traffic study and working through it. We've had some technical problems with the camera and the counting capabilities of the camera. And ultimately, my hope was to have it something to you guys by next board meeting. So hopefully that does happen.
See you out there with the clicker?
Wait, that might be what you see if we don't get the camera figured out.
When all else fails.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. The other thing, I had the opportunity to do a ride-along last Friday, the 2nd, with our police department. It was great seeing the improvements that have, I had a chance to tell Chief, but, awesome improvements just from a professional standpoint, equipment standpoint. I think it's good for anybody on the board to have an opportunity to do that because, you get the opportunity to be with our police department and ask them questions and stuff like that, but you also get to see the city from a different lens, right? It's not every day you just get in a car and you drive all the streets in the city, right? So it gives you that opportunity. So yeah, appreciate that, Chief. Thanks for letting me do that.
Alderman Knox.
I have nothing tonight.
Alderman Myers.
Nothing tonight?
All right. Next up then is mayor's report. I just have one thing. You know what time that's going to be? Wake up tomorrow morning and see me on 41 Action News talking about the goal. Do we know what time? I don't know. She said it was in the morning. So they came and interviewed me today about our goals for 2026. I went over that. I don't think.
I kept him in line.
She did not, I don't think she found me funny when I told her we were working with the Kansas City Royals to get the stadium moved to Green Valley. I don't think she got my humor in that. She's like, no, I don't want to do that because I'd be out here every day covering this. So I'm joking, we're not doing that. But, so that'll be on the morning. So look forward to seeing how she cut all that up. I do my cut when I wanted to, but I don't know how that works. So that's all I have. I don't believe we have the need for the executive session. So unless someone has something else, we'll adjourn.